is Jaws, and welcome back to Imajawnation, where today I will be showing you how to make a rose out of metal. The tools you will need, or not necessarily would need, but would be nice to have, are as follows. A pair of pliers, tin snips, a measuring apparatus, a spoon, a Sharpie, and for those less manly men or women who don't mind getting a few cuts here and there from playing with metal, a nice pair of leather gloves. You may also need a drill, but you also need material to actually make your rose out of. So I got some pieces of stainless steel that I cut 4 inches by 4 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center of each square and I'm going to mark it for 2 inches. Now, after you have your squares marked off, I'm just going to hold the spoon up to it, and this is where I'm going to get my shape. Now this rose is going to consist of 4 different layers. I'm actually adding a 5th layer, but I'll explain that as I get going. So each layer you can do the same exact method. Then you're going to cut out around each shape to create the petals, but out of the 4 layers you're going to cut down here towards the center and progressively cut deeper as you build the layers, because the first layer, when you fold up the petals, you want to have the most meat at the bottom to have the most base for the rose, and as you grow up you want the height of the petals to be taller, so you cut deeper in so you have more metal to fold up, so it's actually closer together and the petals end up being taller. I have all the layers cut out now, including my additional 5th layer, which is going to do the center. So I'm going to wrap this side and curl it real tight, and I'm going to fold this over and curl it real tight so I have a nice rounded center of the rose. And then I'm going to fold these on top of each other. Now, to secure them together, you can either drill a hole and put a pop rivet in it after you stagger them like so, back and forth. Or I'm going to drill a hole and then I'm going to weld them in place. I have the layers welded together. You can still use either a pop rivet or just a nut and bolt. I couldn't find a nut because I was going to change my mind, so I just stuck a bolt in it and welded it anyway. So there we go. So next step, we're going to start folding everything up and curling it all together, 1 layer at a time. And then we're going to want to curl this inward. And this is a lot easier if you use a thinner gauge material, but I like to go overboard on everything, and I tend to go a little excessive on thickness and strength of things when I make them. Now I have this first layer coiled together, and now I'm going to take this layer, bend it over, and coil it around the first layer. There we got our nice tight rose center. And we're going to continue folding up the roses and bending them around it to make the shape of the rose. And this is how I'm being a less manly man. I didn't grind down and smooth out any of these razor sharp edges. And I gotta grip it pretty well, so I'll definitely end up cutting myself, so I put my nice leather glove on, being all this manly and whatnot. And I'm just gonna bend these together, make a nice little cup C shape, and then I'm going to bend it up and push it towards the center. Here are some of the layers I'm bending up. I'm also taking a pair of pliers and folding over the tips of each one a little bit, except for the center, to give a little more characteristics and whatnot. Now, when you're folding it, it's going to be a little more trial by error and how you want it to look as you bend it and stuff them all together. So there's no wrong shape. It doesn't have to be a perfect C. You can beat it in place a little bit more. Just fit it how you'd like it to look. Now here's the rose with all the petals folded up. Not half bad. I'll have to grind around the edges, get rid of all the sharp edges. Now, if you put a bolt or a screw through it, you can screw it into a wood dowel, and that way you can make a stem if you'd like. Here's the finished rose. Came out pretty well. I welded on a nice stem to it, and I always like to add one leaf. In addition, I always like to go a little overboard, so I welded together a nice vase for it. So then the rose will just fit nicely in there, and it will stand up nice and pretty. And there you have it, how to make a rose out of metal. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. And in the comments below, let me know what you think, and if there's anything else you'd like to see next. And as always, I'll see you later.